I'm Lesley Logan. I'm here at my Pilates studio in Los Angeles, and the struggle is real is back with this time we're with the Sidekicks series. So we had some people request the Sidekicks series, and you know what? It's freaking hard. It's one of the exercises that I have to do every day. Otherwise, if I don't, my strength in it disappears. So one of the things I love about Pilates is that it has a Sidekick series. And that's because most workouts everything's in the front body. Like, yes, in the gym you can do side lunges, but you have to do those, and they're just not something that happens a lot at side body work. But it's also just lower body centric. When you do the side kicks in the mat work, it is a full body workout. So let me show you what the side kicks are, and then we'll talk about how you can make them more possible for you, just like we've been doing this whole series. So if you have a moon box, I highly recommend it because it gives you a little bit more of the right angle that you want to have. So you have your hand on your head, and then your hips, shoulders, elbow are in one line. So if you use the back of your mat, it's very easy. What do most people do? Put their elbow here. If you put it here, it's better. If you put it here, now you're slouching. It's what we do every day. You want to put it here so you can create that long, tall spine. The legs in front, there's two ways. You could just put them there, or I was also taught that you could also lift both of them up and bring them there, right? Which is a little trickier, especially if you're not putting your hand in front of you. So a lot of people do put their hand here, and that's fine. What I tend to see is people leave it there too long and they use it as a guide. So I think the sooner you can to put it behind your head, the better. Now, I'm not resting my head into my hand. That's not going to be fun on my wrist. I'm actually keeping some engagement up here in my shoulder girdle. And depending on the flexibility in your shoulder and also the waist size, right? Some of us have very narrow waist, some of us have very straight waist. So if you may end up here. I have a friend who's even up here, right, to keep this all connected. I've even seen people do it here. Be really mindful of the shoulder, but typically speaking, the average person could be here and even a little bit here, right? You want to have some engagement. I don't have nothing is working on my upper trap, so it's more shoulder connecting to the lat, obliques connecting to the waist to support this, and then legs here. Now this bottom leg, I'm a knee locker, so I have to soften it. And if I do all of that, then my leg, I know it's a lot of setup, my leg is free to kick forward and back, right? But if I rest and hang out, then it makes it really difficult for me to go with my leg forward and back. So the more you're engaged in your body, the more freedom you have to kick this leg. Because if you think about side kicks as actually being about what's not moving, then it's easier to do the movement, okay? So there are 4 exercises in the side kicks. There's front and back, so you go forward as far as you can, a little bit back, and as far as you can. And then you go back, a little bit forward, and then back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Got it? So the goal is to not move the upper body. If you find that everybody's moving a lot, I would highly practice your swan, because this is a long, tall back, slightly into extension. So it could be a swan prep that you could practice here. You could have a nice lifted sternum. Then you turn the leg out, you kick the leg up, up, flex, squeeze it down. Notice how I didn't go as high as I possibly could, because that would actually make me go down into, let go of my bottom side here. So you want to keep that side up, and you go up, up, and then squeeze it down. Up, up, squeeze it down, right? The point and flex matters because it helps you get into your seat. Then you take the leg back, and you can do little circles back here. And again, I'm thinking about the crown of my head going out so my chest is lifting. And then you do your big circles. Now the big circles, it's easy to use momentum, so you have to hit your heels together each time you do them. And you do 3 in each direction. Woo! If you do it with that right side on, this is going to be a lot freer to move. Now the second side is going to be as hard, if not harder. Just saying. It's already been working, so it's already getting ready. It's already a little tired. So how do you make this just more possible for yourself? Well, like I already mentioned, swan on the mat is a really great way to strengthen your upper body and find a nice tall back so that your leg is free to move. But if you have access to a winded chair, I highly recommend doing the standing press down side and crossover. Both of those exercises are really going to help train the outer hips and make you have to have a tall spine at the same time. So it's really, really good for you. I would also practice your side bend on the mat. That's a really awesome one. If that's a struggle for you on the mat, try it on the floor because sometimes the mat is too squishy, right? I highly recommend practicing your kneeling mermaid because it does require you to keep your hips together as you move your spine. So it's kind of the opposite where you have to keep your spine still so you can move through your hips. But it's really good training for that. And then I love side kicks on the Cadillac. I mean, you take the leg spring and you do the exact same series and you add the bicycle in and you have a spring attached to you. If you do it with the spring, you will start to really feel what that reach is supposed to be like. And I think it'll get you out of your knees and into your seat. And then having that spring fighting you is going to teach you how to like control everything from your center. So that's where I would start. So again, the standing side press downs and crossovers on the winded chair or the high chair. And then side leg springs on the Cadillac would be my go-tos. Maybe a little kneeling mermaid so you can teach yourself to keep everything together in your hips. And then the other thing is just to keep doing them with control, right? So don't be obsessed with how big the circles are or how big your kicks are. Be more obsessed with how long and tall your spine is and how connected you are in your center. I think that will go really well for you. So thank you so much for watching this. Make sure you go to Andrea Made a Pilates channel here on YouTube. Her link will be in the show notes because she's going to have some amazing tips for you. This is our collaboration. The struggle is real and we're very excited about it. You guys continue to ask us great questions, so thank you. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy it.